Hi, and welcome to my first video. Hopefully the sound is okay. So I am going to be running with Fenix. Hi. Oh, I'm making my run video. Well,
it was the long way, and then he just pointed.
Hi, Lava. We're going running. Bye, babies. So anywho, I'm gonna be running with a Fenix 3HR that literally came in today. It's a refurbished unit that I picked up on a fire sale from Amazon versus the Ambit3 Peak. And the reason is I'm gonna be trying to go with a Fenix is because I absolutely hate chest straps. And people also complained how bad Fenix is in terms of GPS and on-wrist heart rate monitor. So I thought, since I have both, why don't I compare them? So I'm gonna start the Ambit right now. But let's start it. Exercise, running, heart belt. Found it. GPS. Weird that it's looking for a GPS for so long. Anyways, I'm gonna start the same thing with the Fenix. And you can see it's not even fully charged. It's about at 30%. That's how far I could get it to charge. Before I decided to go run, because it's literally 15 degrees out, and this found GPS, and this is still searching for the GPS, which is really weird. I wonder what's going on with Suunto. Well, it's getting cold and I have no idea what the hell the Ambit's doing in terms of trying to find the GPS. Okay, well, it did find it. I don't know what the hell's going on. It says my heartbeat is now 98. Fenix says it's about 98 too. So we're gonna get going. We're gonna hit start here. We're gonna hit start here. They're both now started. I like running in heart zones, so that's what I'm going to be looking at through the rest of the video. As I said, it is about 15 degrees out. It is icy, and I'm just going to keep going and see. Periodically, I'll check in through the video to let you know how things are going. All right, see you later. Oh, here's my first check-in. Ambit says my heart rate is 150. This guy says it's 152. Although I did see it spike. To 160. It is cold. My face is getting cold, so I put this thing on. But it's actually nice because you could breathe through it. And there's a really nice sunset over the lake. Alright. I'm gonna check in at a mile point for the next update. I'm gonna do 4 miles today. Alright, so I'm a little bit past 1 mile mark. Heart rate 153. Heart rate 154. It's spiking to 158, which I'm sure at this point is not correct. It's going down to 151, 150. This guy says we're down to 140, and it looks like Fenix got up. So I would say instantaneously, is it right? Fenix 3HR, is it right compared to chest strap? No, but I feel like over the aggregate average, or if you're not spiking, it really is just as accurate, in my opinion, as the chest strap. Also, look at this view. Whew, that's beautiful. And for those that are European, 15 degrees, I meant that in Fahrenheit. So we're probably -10, minus, I don't know, somewhere 16 in Celsius. So it is cold, not including, there's no wind chill right now, but there is wind on that other side, and it does get a lot colder. So anyways, 121, 119, it's dropping a little bit too much. I should actually start running. All right, so Garmin's telling me I just passed the 2-mile mark. Of course, Ambit does beep, but I turned it off. I could never hear the beeps anyways. So there's no vibrate, so I never know. Garmin does vibrate, for those that care. And then, just wanted to show you this view. That's the downtown Minneapolis, if you could see it. It looks beautiful. This is the Lake Harriet loop, and this is actually the bike path. So after I attach the maps from both Garmin Connect and Suunto, if you're going to be checking it, you have to judge the accuracy against the outer loop, which is the bike path. Well, I really apologize about that. Apparently I ran out of memory on my card. I'm about 3.5 miles in. Ambit says heart rate is at 126. Fenix 124. All right, so I'm back to where I started. I am gonna stop here just because there is some light here and I can do a summary. So 156, 154, close enough. I'm stopping the video. We're stopping to watch. 394. So stopping the Ambit is a lot more difficult. Let's see what it says. Doesn't give a distance right away, but let's see. Fenix says 3.94 miles. Let's see details. Okay, so we have 394 miles, 666 calories, pace at 11:24. There's a lot of walking done. Average pace 11:17. So fairly close to 11:24 now, but let's look at the ascent and descent. 56 feet and 75 feet. Should really switch that to metric. And this guy says 11 meters up and 27 meters down. So multiply that by 3, that's about 75, and what, 30, 46, 56? Fairly close to what Fenix said. Okay, so this is my Suunto move from today. You could see the average pace, you could see the distance, 395, average heart rate 150 beats per minute. Here is the map of the run. If we expand it, I'm going to share this at the link. You're more than welcome to start reviewing this if you wanted to. This, I would actually say, you could see over here where the track is. It's putting me on the road versus me actually being on the path, which in this instance is kind of right here. The same thing over here. You could see, you can argue that there's some offset here, and there's obviously an offset here. It had an issue here, and honestly, so I see this here, and you're gonna see the exact same thing on Fenix. Maybe not for one offset, but overall you could definitely tell it when there's an offset. Okay, so if you really wanted to nitpick, you could see this path actually goes on the road instead of being on the path, and then it recovers here, and then somewhere here it's still between the road. Then there's a peak here where it puts me on the other side of the road when I should be on this path. And here's the same run, but in Garmin. So you could see 3.94, average pace 11:23, temperature 53 degrees. I'm not sure if, I don't think Garmin measures, oh, temperature right there, 52.3, so that's identical. Calories, I've noticed Ambit really jacks up the calories for whatever reason. So this is 666 versus, I don't know why all these updates are coming up. This thing here somewhere has 800 something calories, which was insane. I can't find that right now. Cadence, 69, you have to multiply that by 2, which would be 122 or 140. So if you look on here, average cadence 139, right about the same. If you wanted to see elevation, so elevation gain is 56 feet. Elevation lost is 75 feet. We have gain is 59 feet, descent 90 feet. So I don't know which number is more accurate or what that has to do with anything. I'm personally not concerned, considering neither of the devices was calibrated properly. I'm gonna give it to just chuck it up to random random error. I can do a more detailed test. Curiously, if you wanted to see on the heart rate, 149 beats per minute is average, with a peak of 174, and we had, remember on here, we had 150 and 172. Yeah, there's some spikes, but honestly, I'm okay with this. I don't know what you would do if who's looking at a heart rate, especially if you're running. Are you literally looking at a second? You look at it once in a second and you expect you're going to be adjusting your pace instantly. I would say, honestly, to me, it's, I don't know how to make this chart bigger. To me, it's, yeah, this one's a little bit less noisy, but honestly, all the peaks are there. The averages here, to me, it's, I think it's acceptable, at least for the stuff that I do. If you look out, if you do it on a zoom out level, to me it looks fine. Tit for tat, like I said, this is not to scale. I don't know if you're allowed, you can zoom in on here. I don't know, whatever. That's to me what it is. So let's look at the track then. You can see it was 14 degrees. Let's see, this is the same hybrid map. Let's see where Garmin puts me. So you could see the paths are here. This kind of puts me on the road right here. Actually, this, I would say, following this portion, kind of the same thing, puts me on the road when this is the actual path. Same thing here. This is the path and it puts me on the road. Recovers here. Again, honestly, this is, to me, it's an absolute wash. I would say, if anything, I think Fenix tracked this run a little bit better. If I look at the deviation against this path, Ambit had me popping out all the way out to this road, where I think this kind of keeps it a little bit better. This, it got definitely confused. This is the walking path, this is the biking path that I was running on. So if anything, this line is offset and it should be here. One thing I do want to notice, and that maybe this difference right here is what makes up the difference for the 394 versus 395. Honestly, I'm not too worried about it. One thing I did realize, since the watch was taken right out of the box, I didn't set it to the best 1 second accuracy. It was set to the dynamic. You could see I'm running, it's running old software. So yeah, here's a summary of my one run, my first run. As I said, I took the watch Fenix 3HR out of the box today. Came in at like 14% because it was lying outside, so the battery was pretty bad. I charged it to about 26% and went for a run. As you could see from the cutouts of the data that I showed, I'm really not seeing much difference between the Ambit and the Fenix 3. I'll include the links both to the Suunto count, moves count, and the Garmin Connect. I'm not going to post the Strava because once someone had an argument and they said Strava does its own data interpolation, so I'm going to give you the links to how the companies intended to process their data. And from what I'm seeing in this one run, and I've actually had this watch before, this is my third copy of it. This is my first Ambit, but I had the Sport 3, which I previously returned in exchange to the Ambit. But from what I'm seeing, at least on the older runs and these runs, I'm going to take it hiking this weekend. I'm really not seeing much of the difference. So all the people that go on and on and on about Fenix accuracy, I think they either never owned a Fenix or really don't know what they're talking about. And people that say that Ambit is so great, I don't know if it's great. I'm seeing the same offsets that I see on the Fenix. If you really wanted to nitpick, you give me an Ambit file and I could pick it apart, just like I'm sure you could pick a Fenix file apart. So it's whatever you get. As I said, I absolutely hate straps. They bother me. I'm not a super athlete, but this, to me, a Fenix is worth having, not having a strap. So I'll see you at the next video. Thanks.